Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Today I wanted to do another quick video to show you how to put together these 3D pockets that are part of the Timeless Printable Scrapbook Album templates. And I will have a playlist for this set of templates. It should start with the intro video and it should do flip through of all of the prototypes that I made and all of that stuff. It'll go in order so you can follow it. I'll just link it up here and down below. And there should maybe also be an Amazon list specifically for this set of templates as well. I couldn't think of the word I was trying to say. The last video, I'm pretty sure it was the last video, I showed you how to assemble the pages for this step, what are we calling it, a step up binding? What are we calling it? Step up, step down? Let me double check. Because I know I called it something and now I can't remember what I called it. Well, I guess I didn't put it on here. But anyways, so that was the last video. So today we're gonna do these. This is a cover, so it pops off. But like, here's another example of one of the 3D pockets. This is one of the shorter ones. And then here's another example of one of the 3D pockets that I just, created a window in. And then I'm just going to show you a few examples. And then here's another example of a 3D pocket. And I think that's it in this album. So what I'm going to do is I've printed off 3 pages. Let me scooch this over here. Oh, I'll also have timestamps down below because this one, I think we're going to have multiple things that we're going to do in this album. So in the set of templates, page 17 through 20, I believe, are the 3D pockets. So this one is more of a full page rectangle. This could be used as a flap or a pocket, either way, both of them. And then this one is more of a, okay, so this would be the entire page. So this one is just the short side. So it's a shorter pocket. And then here, this could either be a flap or a pocket. And then the last one is the decorative edge pockets. Okay, so I printed off 18, 19, and 20 so that I could show you a good demonstration on how these work. And two ways that you could possibly put them together. One is a little bit easier than the other, but we'll get into that in just a minute. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these up. I'm actually on this 19, I'm going to write 19 on the is that a library pocket? On the other part of that, just so that when I cut it off I don't forget, and then I'll put that in my workbook. Okay, so I'm going to cut this apart like this. This is a Fiskars, a Precision heavy duty paper trimmer. I'll have it linked in the Amazon list. It is my favorite. It cuts through paper, it cuts through chipboard. It's guaranteed. It's my favorite. Not sponsored. Never have been sponsored by Fiskars. Okay, so there's that pocket, and I just printed the ones that have the free set that comes with your purchase, the vintage script. I just printed all of them out just so you can see them a little bit easier, and hopefully my camera setting is a little bit better than it was last time, you guys. I've been messing about with it, hopefully trying to get a good view where I don't have to do a bunch of silly editing. Right. So then these two, let me trim off some excess here. I think you can score these at the same time, so let me see before I trim any more apart. So this is a scoreboard. This is We Are Memory Keepers, and then there's a stylus. So this one's EK Success, I believe. So what you're going to do is you're going to score on all the lines. Whoop. Did you see me jump? I jumped there. And we're going to flip. Let's see if these line up. I can't remember if I got them to precisely line up. Whoops. I'm still in that rusty stage where I'm still trying to get used to filming again. Okay, so we'll talk about these little corners here in a minute, but I'm going to go through and score everything, and then I'll be back. Okay, so everything is scored. So now I'm going to go through and prep all of, I don't need that just yet, prep all of the scores that I just made. So now everything is prepped and ready. So here's what we're going to do. So you can see there's like 2 sections on each side, and then there's an extra little corner sections. So we're going to go through and we're going to put tape on the sections that are blank, right? So not, this one still has design on it. It still has a printable design on it. So don't put tape on that section. Now you could, if you wanted to, if you weren't making a 3D pocket, you could cut these tabs off and use that section as the tab, and that way it's just a flat pocket. So you can do that as well, but in order to make the 3D pocket, we need the tape to be on these white tabs, or the tab that doesn't have any pattern on it, if you're using a pattern. If not, you just want to put tape on the outer tabs. So I'm going to do that to all of these, and I'm going to be using 3/8 inch double-sided adhesive, or half inch, or not half inch, or a 1/4 of an inch, just depending on if my printer printed right or not. If it printed right, then the 3/8 should be perfect. But a lot of times my printer will suck in the paper too fast, and sometimes I'll get smaller tabs because of that. So I'm going to go through and do that. I'm going to do this one. You notice it's still all together still, so we haven't cut it apart. Like, see this one, I'm going to have to use a 1/4 of an inch because my printer pulled it in funny, and that's okay. I'm not about, and oops, I didn't have to go that far. So you can, if you want to, you can not waste tape by going through the middle part, but it's just quicker this way for me. So I'm going to grab a 1/4 of an inch tape somewhere. I've got it. Here's one. 1/4 of an inch. I will have all of my tape resources linked down below if you guys need a place to get your double-sided adhesive. Okay, so there's that one. And then one more. Then I'm going to go back and burnish. If you don't have one of these, and they're kind of hard to find, I'll try to link them in the Amazon list. You can just use a regular bone folder. This is a Teflon bone folder. Here, I'll just use, these are easier to find. So I'll just use the big one. Okay, so next thing, let's start with the simplest one. I'll grab my garbage pail real quick. Make these pieces a little smaller. If you want to make your very own garbage bowl, I sell these templates It's ink stations and garbage bowls, and I will have that playlist linked below, or linked up here and down below if you want to make your own. They're super simple, but I just think they're so pretty with the little feet and everything. I just think it's cute. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to just kind of tab our corners, our top 2 corners. So this is the part that you need to decide. You need to just do it like a test run, okay? I'm gonna scooch you in just a little bit. And you need to figure out which way you like it the best, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you could leave this intact. So we're just going to miter the 2 tab parts, and then we're just gonna cleanly cut that. And cleanly cut that. So we've left that corner on there. So you can either do it like this, or the other option would be, again, we're still mitering those 2 corners, but then you can decide if you want to just have a tab and not what I'm going to show you over here. So there's this way where you leave it completely intact, and then there is, let's see, which way do I want to do it? There is this way where you, here, I'll show you in just a second. I'll bring it up closer so you can see. Well, actually, I think you can see pretty good because you're close. Okay. So what I did was I kind of mitered it just a little bit. I cut it away from here, right, all the way up to that edge, and then I left this like a little tab so that it can be tucked in like that. Now this one, on the other hand, you can score it or bend it, pinch it, and then when you bring it together like that, it creates that. So some people might find that a little bit more sturdy than just this. So it's completely up to you. I'll do it both ways on this piece so that you can see it. Okay, so I need to change my battery, but while I do that, I am gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing, except I'm going to just leave a little flap on all of mine. So I'm gonna do that to all of these pieces, and then I'm gonna trim these out as well. So I'll have 4 pieces when I get back. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have them all cut, prepped, ready to go. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do it. Where's the one? I'm gonna show you how to do it just on your own, and then I'm going to show you how to make a tool to help you do it better. That sounded very strange. Okay, so here's what we have. So what I want you to do is I want you to flip it over, and remember, if you left these little corner pieces, it'll fold in on itself like this, okay? And then if you want to, you can glue it down or tack it down or whatever. Oops, looks like mine's cut a little wonky. So it would tuck in like that, and then you would want to overlap these 2 edges. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab my little pokey tool. I'm gonna flip this over, and I'm gonna take the tape backing off of 2 sides, and depending on if this could be, well, the writing's gonna be wrong, but this could be a pocket that you push up this way, which would be silly because, you know. But anyways, so if you're going to have it pocket this way, then you would want to attach the bottom tab to the side tab. So let's squish it together, match those 2 corner points up, and then push them down together like that. So now we've got that nice squared off edge. I'm just trying to bend it a little more. Okay, so on this one, since I didn't leave it attached to both sides, I just have the little tab. You just tuck that in. You could glue it if you want. You don't have to. It's totally fine. You can leave it loose. But it just gives a little extra insurance that it looks like a finished corner pocket. Okay, so then you can like just stick your finger in there to make sure that it is attached. So now I'm just gonna grab one of these, and I think what I'll do is Let me put it on the darker one here. So this will fit on the pages like this. Again, this writing's going to be upside down, but actually let's do this one back here. No, let's do this one. So it'll fit. This is the main base page. So what you would do is you would just match up. Hang on. There we go. You just match up the corners and line it up as best you can. Like that. And then you would want to take your bone folder and run it inside there and press it down. Okay, so there you have the 3D pocket. So when your next page, you see how it lies flat on there? So you can put as much stuff as you want in there. Gives you plenty of room. Okay. All right, so then that was one of the boxes. So let's do one of the long ones. Okay, let's do this one in the back. All right, so what you want to do, the same thing, we're going to flip it over and we're going to tuck those little tabs in. And if you want, you can do them at the same time. Tuck your little tabs in. Let's get the tape backing off. I'm going to go ahead and do all 3 tabs. Okay. And I'm going to flip it back over, and then this is going to be a side pocket. So again, I'm going to tuck that little tab in, and I'm going to attach the long tab to the short tab to create a corner. And if you need to, you can stick something up in there to press down on there. Okay, same over here. Tuck that little tab in. And we'll put that together like so. Again. All right, and then the same thing, you flip it over and you line it up, match up the corners, start with a corner. It's kind of hard to do this without putting my head in the way, so I'm going to try. It might not be perfect, but it doesn't have to be, you guys. You know how I feel about that. Okay. It's as good as it's going to get. And the same thing, run your bone folder up under there to press it down. So now you have a 3D pocket on the side there. Now these other ones can also be used as flaps. So you would want to just cut the 2 short tabs off, and that could literally be a flap to hold whatever you've got in there. And the same with these big and little ones. This could have been, if this was the pocket, the other one would have been the flap. You just cut the 2 long tabs off, okay, of those. All right, so that's one way. Now let me show you another way. So I've already got 2 made, and I am going to make 2 more, but today I'm only going to make 1 in the video. So we are going to make a tool, a jib, a jig, a helping hand, I don't know, does it have a proper name? You guys help me out. So what you would do is, why it helps, I'll show you. We'll demonstrate with 1, and then we'll make 1, and then I'll show you again how it works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to this is made, which again, we're getting ready to do it. I made it just slightly tinier, just slightly smaller than the 3D pocket. Okay, so what you want to do is you just stick it in there. I'm going to take the tape backing off of all 3 pieces. Whoops, I forgot to miter that one. Hang on. Stick that over here. So what you want to do is you want to butt those up. You want to butt this right up in the corner there. Like it's a perfectly squared off corner. You just fold it over and you press, right? So that's the perfect little corner. So the same over here. Whoops, hang on. I've got to I gotta get my body into it. Okay, so there is the perfectly made box. So you've got it where it's on this board. It's not attached, it's just slid in there, okay? So I'm going to, let's go to this top one. Why not? And I'm gonna leave it on this board, which now it's made more like a solid piece. And I'm going to line it up like this and like this, and it keeps it to where it keeps its shape. You don't smush anything, and it gets put on there correctly. So then you can burnish it like this. You can flip it over. It just really depends on if you've already got your pages in your book or not. Okay, so then you've got that attached like that, and then you just simply remove the little tool that you made, right? This also will come in handy if you're building your book. So you've got all of these things, you've got all of these 3D pockets, you're building your book. You can leave these inside of your 3D pockets, and that way they don't get smushed until you have time to put your inserts and things like that in there. So let me show you how to make that little tool. Okay, I should have grabbed my whoops, that's not it, my workbook real quick. So this is page 7 out of the Timeless Templates. This is page 7. So I literally printed page number 7 out, not the mat, just page number 7. And I trimmed off, it's probably going to be a little hard to see, I trimmed off all of these distressed lines. I trimmed them all off, and I made sure that I went on the inside of that line so you don't see any of the distressed edge on here. So I'm basically just shrinking it just a little bit, and then you may even want to go just a little bit more just so that you have a little bit of flexibility, right? So keep this. I already wrote on there, used to make box tool, but I didn't write it very, I need to. So then we can put this back in our workbook, and we'll have it so when we want to make another one. All right. So here's the other one that I've already got made, and this was the first one I made, and I was so mad at myself because I accidentally used the cover. So I cut everything out, and then it was too long, and I was like, ah! So then I literally had to gently use my craft knife and my ruler and gently cut it down to size, and whew. So I have one raw edge over here, and the rest of them are wrapped, but it still works, so I'm still going to use it. So I've got that. So depending on what you have available, I am using the same chipboard that I used to make covers. So it's just whatever you have. Just use whatever you have. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your template and you're going to lay it down here. And you're going to trace around. So this is 30 point medium weight chipboard. I'll have it linked in my Amazon list. So you'll need however many layers of whatever it is that you're using to fit inside the 3D pocket. So what you would do is you would just keep adding a layer until it's perfect. And remember that you're going to be, you don't have to cover it with paper either. So remember that you do not have to cover it with paper like I did. I just think it's going to be prettier that way. Okay, so then I'm going to take my craft mat and my ruler. This is a Quilter's, what is this called? Oh no, Creative Grids ruler, and I like it because it has the grippy stuff. So I'm just using a craft knife, and I'm lining up that line there. Oh, you know what? I did pull this chipboard off the same pile, so I want to make sure that I keep it in the same direction. It just makes for a cleaner box tool thingy. What is that called? I'm sure there's a name for this tool. Like when you create something that helps you create something else. What is that called? I mean, a tool, I guess. A box tool, a pocket tool, 3D pocket tool. I don't know. You guys help me out. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Okay, I'm going to now cut these. So you'll see I'm just gently making several passes. I'm not in a hurry. That way you just get a nice, clean, straight cut. Okay. Okay. Sorry about my sniffles, you guys. I don't think we need this. I'm gonna move it. So here's 2. Now with this exact chipboard that I'm using, I need 6 of these. So go through your scraps, you know, and also why, you're probably thinking, why are you doing the whole length of it? And because one, you saw me attach one of them down with it, right? So it was the full length this way. But I'm getting ready to show you how to attach this other one down, so it needs to be the full length this way, okay? So you might as well go ahead and make a solid helping hand here, so that way you can just leave it in your pocket. So when you go to create, you're not squishing anything because of that's there. You know, that little helping hand is there. So that's what I mean. So let me show you with this other one, the might see the raw edge. So you can just leave this one in here. So each layer will have something to keep it from smushing until you're ready, okay? All right, so I've got this. So one of them, I literally just use art glitter glue. I've put my art glitter glue into one of these Sugar Bell bottles. I'll have it in the Amazon list. And this is a stopper topper from my friend Michelle. I'll have her link down below as well. And I found this little rubber top thingy on another set of tweezers. So I have, this is my Fabri-Tac in a Sugar Bell bottle. Same thing. This is a rubber top from a set of tweezers. So I just stuck that on top and stuck my stopper topper through there, and it works perfectly. This one does seem like it might be a little heavy for my rubber thingy, but anyway, so I have used art glitter glue to make one, but it did kind of bow a little bit in the middle, so I had to constantly like go like this to keep it from bowing too bad. So, but for this demonstration, we're just going to use some double-sided adhesive. So I am going to use, what do I want to use? I'm going to go around all of the edges with 3/8 inch tape. And then I'm either going to use 2-inch tape, or let me see what else I got. I've got 4-inch tape. The 4-inch might be too big. Yep, I'm out there talking to myself. So you could either do 4-inch tape or 2-inch tape. So I think what I'll do is I'll use them until they're gone, and then I've got another row. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to either, you don't have to cover the whole thing. This might be excessive as well. 2-inch tape. Oops, I didn't put that on there very well. Whoop. Like that. Or you can just do a strip of 4-inch tape, or you can just do a couple 3/8 inch. So I'm going to do this to all of them, and then I will be right back. Okay, I have all 6 ready to go, but it's kind of looking like I'm only going to need 5 this time. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But so that's what you just need to do. You just, before you put them all together, so if you get whatever it is that you're using, stack them together and then hold it up next to the box itself. You know, the box side, and if it's too much, then take one away, because I am going to be wrapping mine with paper. So I think I'm going to take one away. And I think the other ones were 6, I used 6 pieces, but I must have used glue and squished it on the first one. The second one, I know I used glue. So maybe if you don't want to use tape, you know, just whatever it is that you use, just make sure you stop and take a minute to see if it's, what am I trying to say? To see if it's the right thickness. Words were escaping me. Okay, so I'm gonna take, I'm gonna start with one. Oops, I got. I'm gonna take the tape backing off. I only could do one with the 2 inches that I had left, the 2-inch size tape. I ran out already, but then I went to the 4-inch and I had plenty. So here's what I'm gonna do, and I've got them marked because I want them to make sure that they are going the same direction. So I'm just gonna hold them up together like this and just carefully match them up like that. Yep, that looks pretty good. Then I'm gonna burnish. Oh, one of them I didn't need to put tape on. Well, I guess it does matter. It's not gonna matter because we're gonna cover it anyway. Okay, so there's 2 pieces, and I know I need more than 2. So I'm gonna take the tape backing off of another one. Okay, same thing. I'm just gonna hold them up here, and I'm gonna gradually bring them together. All right. Burnish. All right, and it should be pretty good and even all the way around. Okay, I'm gonna grab another one. So I've got 3, this is number 4. I'm gonna check after number 4, and then I am going to check after 5. Okay, so again, whoop, just take your time. There we go. Perfect. I feel like this is an important tool to make for these 3D pockets. I feel like you will not regret taking the time to make these, because it's just gonna make life easier. It's kind of like the workbooks. It just makes life easier. Okay, so here's 4, and it's not quite thick enough. I don't know if you can see the gap there. There's like a whole chipboard plus thickness that I can add. So I want to add one more, and then I'll save that other one because I want to make 4 altogether, because I want to have one for each page. So when I'm building a 4-page album, I have the stability. And then once we start filling them up with stuff, then you don't need them in there, of course. But anyway, it just makes it easier. You'll see what I'm talking about when you start to make one. Okay. All right. So then, there's the last one. Just trying to be real gentle here. Like that. It's funny. I don't know why. I don't know why it's different, because I just made one just the other day even, and it was 6 sheets of chipboard. So All right, let me see here. I feel like if I wrap these with cardstock, that'll be enough, because I feel like if I put one more on here, it's going to be too much. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe it's perfect, and I'm just... Well, it looks like it's perfect. This having 6. Let me pull one out and compare. And I'm just questioning myself now. Okay. Oh, no. It does look like it's 6. Okay, well, I'm going to use all 6. So there you go. See, just make sure that you check. Double check. Check and double check. Okay. Set that aside. Whoops. Put this the wrong way. So I'm going to add one more. If I just did the 5, it would work out just fine too, you guys. All right. Okay, next step, you could use it just like this. You do not have to cover it with paper. You can literally just lay it in here just like this, put everything together, use it just like this, totally fine. But I'm going to cover it. So I have printed 2 pages. This is from Tanya's Printable that she has. I will have it linked down below. So I printed 2 of these off. I kind of thought it would be pretty as a tool, because I've made, look, I'll show you. Just hold on, I'll show you. I've even made myself a traveler's notebook, whoops, a traveler's notebook with one of these. I think this page is so beautiful. Okay. All right, so for one of them, let's see. So you lay it on here and figure out where you want it, probably is a good idea. And what I might do is, will this be easier? What I might do is, I don't think it needs 1.5 inches, but you could, if you wanted to, just have 1.5 inches away from the 2 sides, maybe. That's not going to work for the top and bottom. Maybe 1 inch from the top and bottom. So I'm going to start with, you don't have to. I'm going to start with removing that edge. And I'm going to cut it to 8 1/4 this way. And then for the length, I think I might just leave it. Let me see what we got here. So, I think what I'll do, I'm gonna get my scoreboard out. And I'm gonna score it. I'm gonna stick this paper in here like this. I'm gonna score it at 7/8 inch. Right here, 7/8 inch, and then I'm going to score it at 1.5 inch over here. We're just going to start there. So I just scored 7/8 inch from the bottom and 1.5 inches from the side. I think that's correct. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to prep this like that. And so it's going to go right here. And I'm going to make sure that's 1.5 inches, and it is. So what I'm going to do now, you don't have to do this part. You can just wing it. I am being a little specific here. I'm gonna go ahead and score 1.5 inches on this side. And I'll stick this in here. And what do we got here? That's 7/8 inch. Pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this around and I'm gonna score this at 7/8 inch. So if you wanna go through all that trouble to get it, to have it prepped before you glue this down, that's the way to do it. Okay. So we got that. And then this, I don't know if you should do this or not. Let's see, let's see if it matters. Again, you do not have to be this specific. You can literally just wrap it around. Okay, there's my score. 1.5. So 1, 2, 3 away from there. And there's my score. 1, 2, 3 away from there. There's my 7/8. 1, 2, 3 away from there. There's 1, 2, 3 away from there. Now, this is actually the first time I've actually done it this way. Doing all the scoring before I put this down. I haven't done it that way on any of the ones that I've made so far. Oh, you want to see the very first one I made? Here it is right here. I just made me a little box to help with the corner. So if you just wanted something small, just take your scraps and build it up to the right size so that it'll fit in your corner, right? So you just need something you can push down on to help. But I do like making the whole thing because it does help with attaching it to a page. Okay, so now that we've got this, all right, here's what I want to do. I've already got tape on the back side of there. So these additional scores that I made that are 3/8 inch away from the first scores, I'm going to put tape. I'm going to put 3/8 inch tape there. Hopefully it'll fit. Again, I didn't do it this way before. I'm being a little bit over the top here, but that's okay, right? You guys don't care. So I can teach you how to be over the top. I can't remember if I need to go all the way to the edge though. Well, we're going to, just in case. I don't think you have to, but so I'll have to go back. Well, I'll just do it now and get this edge. So, oh, but then I can't because of that. Let's do it like this. I don't think you need to go edge to edge, but again, first time doing it this way. Okay. So I'll burnish these real quick. Okay, so let's see what's next. And then I think we're going to need to put some tape on these bits here. So top and bottom, I'm just going to go to the edge and add some tape here. This one, do I have a bigger? I do have a bigger tape. I've got an inch, whoops, sitting right here, so I'll use it, I think. This one, this inch one comes from a Cherry on Top, I want to say. Again, all my tape resources are linked down below. They are affiliate links, by the way, the tape resources. I think they all are anyway. So when you go through my affiliate links, it does help offset the cost of things, fees and things. So I very much appreciate it because it allows me to do what I'm doing. And then those two little spots, I'm gonna take 1/4 inch. I don't think you need it, but I'm going to anyway because that's how I roll. But if you do go through my affiliate links, thank you so very much. I appreciate it greatly. It's just a small percentage and it doesn't cost you anything, but it does help supplement the fees and all that stuff that I have to pay. I don't have to pay fees for videos, but I have to pay fees for my Etsy listings and things like that. Okay. I move these out of the way. I don't need them right now. I'm going to burnish again. Now it does look a little bit weird. So, just have to bear with me. Do it your favorite way. However you wrap a box, do it your favorite way. You just want to make sure you have the cleanest corners that you can possibly get. So, okay, now where do I want to start? So, I'm going to take the tape off of these really quick. Or just those two. Oh, I'm going to take the part that's going to be along the side of it. I'm going to take that tape off and I'm going to leave the other tapes there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to start with 2 sides. And then I'm going to take the tape off all of this. You could put liquid glue if you want on here. It's totally up to you to help it stay stuck, but it should stay stuck anyways. Alrighty. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. All that prep work I did, I want to make sure that I get it on here right. Right. Okay, I didn't have to flip that part over, but I do need to figure out how I want to cut these corners. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to take this piece off and go ahead and stand it up like this so that it grabs. I'm going to burnish those little pieces. So it's going to be hard to see. I'm going to cut on this long side here. Let me do it on this side that I got sticky stuff. I'm going to cut on this long side here. I am going to, the tab part, I'm going to notch to the side part. Yes. So I did a little notch here. Sorry you guys, I'm just thinking this through. Then I'm going to go straight up till you meet the box there. Straight up. So now I have something that looks like this. So this is loose and this can fold up, right? So then I'm going to come over on this side and I'm going to kind of make a diagonal cut. We're going to tab that edge there. And then we are going to come straight across right here. So I basically just took that corner out. And now we have this. And I am going to, actually I'm going to angle this a little bit better. Just this little part here, not the straight edge of the corner there. Okay, so I'm going to do that to both sides. So again, we're going to notch up to the score mark on this side. We're going to go straight up the corner like that. Then we're going to notch that big side there. We're going to go straight to the corner like that. And I'm going to angle it just a teeny bit. Sorry, my battery cut off. Okay. We're going to just angle it just a teeny bit. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to take these little bits that you saved and you want to fold them over like that. So fold them over onto that edge. And same on this side. Is there any tape on here? I can't tell. Looks like there's tape. Is that tape? Yep, it's tape. Why can't I get it off? Oh, maybe it's not tape. There's just paper. Okay. I'll fold that over like that. Right? So, whoops, let me clean this up. So then you want to fold that up like that. Pretty clean corner. So then you have to decide if you want to fold this in and that over, however you want to do it. So let's just go ahead and finish this up by, or this part up. I'm going to take that tape backing off. And I'm going to fold it over. Okay, so we got that. So I'm going to do the same thing to this side. All right, so then we're going to take this tape backing off the two long sides and fold it down. Right, so we got that. Burnish that down really good, and you could stop there. You don't have to mat this part if you don't want to, but we got nice little corners there. And now I'm going to figure out, that's the right side up. Now I'm going to figure out what part of this I'm going to do the back side with. I think I'm going to use this hole. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to actually I'm going to trace this on here, but then I'm going to cut inside the line, if that makes sense. Because the mat for this page doesn't exactly fit, so what doesn't exactly fit what we've cut down here, but it would still work as well. Okay, I just did the two sides because I'm going to cut the edges off anyway. First thing, let's cut right inside that line there. Like that. Let's cut inside this line here. Let's cut inside this line. I might give myself a little bit more. Cut inside this line. And let's see if it fits. I'm going to cut a little bit more. Just a smidge more. This side and on this side. I just don't want it overhanging or anything like that. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to put some tape on the back side of here. tape off. The back tape backing off, I'm sorry. Okay, then I'm just gonna center this up. Oh, and it's crooked. Perfect. It's okay. It's okay. It's not gonna matter. Okay, I almost threw that away. So there's that. So then, when we go to make our 3D pockets, we stick it in here like this. And, did I not? Whoops, I must have forgot to do a certain part. So we are going to take the tape backing. We'll start here at the two sides. And I probably should have waited before I took them completely off. Like, whoops, wrong way. So the bottom of the pocket I'm attaching to the sides. Okay. Like this. Right, so now I have my 3D box on my tool, so I can just pull my pages over. Again, my 3D box is on my tool. I'm going to flip this to where I've just got this page here, and I'm going to match it up. I'm going to hold on to this and match it up to where it needs to go. Oops. Do I have the wrong? No. Come on. I'm just trying to get it to lay flatter for me. There we go. Oh, that's why it's not sticking. I didn't take the tape backing off. Jeez. Try it again. So this tool just makes it so much easier to do, you guys. So much easier. Put that around. I'll burnish it like this. And then you can remove your tool. Well, maybe. I've got it in there snug, don't I? Okay. Remove your tool and you have it ready for the next 3D pocket. So, but I'm going to leave mine in here. Well, I'm not going to leave it in here, but you get the point. You would use that as I need to make one more. Not for, I wouldn't absolutely have to have them, but you see how it would help keep everything squared up and boxed in and whatnot. Normally I like to put a 3D normally I like to put a 3D pocket on the back cover, so this one would most likely be back here. Well, I guess it could be at the top too, but anyway, lots of ideas. So there you have it. I'm gonna make one more off camera just to have it, and that's it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I made sense on building the pockets and building the tool for the pockets, the little helping hand. I hope all that made sense. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Make sure that you give me a thumbs up and that you're subscribed to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.